Honorable Mr. Justice P. Sathasivam, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Mr. Justice G.S. Singhvi, Executive Chairman, National Legal Services Authority, Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Patnaik, Chairman, Supreme Court Legal Services Committee, and other honorable judges of the Supreme Court of India. I also welcome Honorable Mr. Justice N.V. Ramana, Chief Justice High Court of Delhi, and other honorable judges of the Delhi High Court, and my dear guests. It is a momentous occasion that a national Lok Adalat for settlement of cases at all levels, right from the Supreme Court to Taluka Court, is being held throughout the country, and there's an effort to dispose of approximately 40 lakh cases. You may be interested to know that at the moment we are connected to nearly 38 locations, including 24 high courts through video conferencing and 600 districts through webcast. This is first time that this is happening. We are also connected through video conferencing with the district Erode in the state of Tamil Nadu, district Patiala in Punjab, district Saket in Delhi, district Mandi in Himachal Pradesh, district Ranchi, Bokaro and Hazaribagh in Jharkhand, district Bengaluru, Dharwad and Gulbarga in Karnataka, and Jaipur and Jodhpur bench in Rajasthan High Court. Now, may I request my Lord, Honorable Mr. Justice P. Sathasivam and Chief Justice of India and other dignitaries on the dais to initiate this program with lighting of the ceremonial lamp. Thank you, Lordship. Now, I would request Shri Ravindra Maithani, Learned Secretary General, Supreme Court of India, to deliver the welcome address.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Patron-in-Chief, National Legal Services Authority, Honorable Mr. Justice G.S. Singhvi, Executive Chairman, National Legal Services Authority, Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Patnaik, Chairman, Supreme Court Legal Services Committee, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Honorable the Chief Justice and Judges of the Delhi High Court, Honorable Judges and members of Judicial Fraternity who are with us through video conferencing and webcast, respected President, Secretary of Supreme Court Bar Association, Advocate on Records Association, Mr. Gujral, Secretary, Department of Expenditure and a member of NALSA, Member Secretary NALSA, Registrar and other officers of the court, distinguished guests, representative of print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. It's a matter of privilege for me to extend a warm welcome to all in the inaugural function of National Lok Adalat. It is a great moment. The day reflects the resolution of the judiciary to ensure inexpensive and speedy justice. First of all, I would like to extend a very heartiest welcome to Honorable the Chief Justice of India, who is also Patron-in-Chief of National Legal Services Authority and a guiding force behind all the activities of it. It is under his Lordship's guidance and directions we could make it happen today. I also welcome Honorable Mr. Justice G.S. Singhvi, Executive Chairman, National Legal Services Authority, who has been closely guiding and instructing to ensure that Lok Adalats are successful. In fact, it gives impetus to legal aid programs in India when all in judiciary stand together for this cause. Supreme Court Legal Services Committee, in close coordination with Registry, prepares and facilitates the program relating to legal aid and Lok Adalat. I also welcome Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Patnaik, the Chairman, Supreme Court Legal Services Committee. I welcome all the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court who have spared their valuable time to encourage us in this celebration. I welcome Honorable Chief Justice and other Judges of Delhi High Court for being with us today on this Saturday morning. I welcome all the distinguished guests present here today. In the 64th year of Republic, if we look into the evolution of law in this country, and if you ask anyone in the world about the post-independence greatest jurisprudential contribution of India, we would be told that one of the greatest contributions of post-independence judiciary has been its resolution to ensure justice and to make justice accessible to all, especially to the poor and needy person. This is not only in the context of public interest litigation, which has opened the doors of courtrooms without any procedural hurdles to the poor and marginalized groups of society, but it is Lok Adalats and legal aid programs also, which have facilitated to realize the dreams of the constitution maker to ensure justice, social, economic and political. Today, in a sense, is a historical day in the pursuit of access to justice for all. The unique feature of today's National Lok Adalat is that Lok Adalats are being organized across the nation in all the courts, including the Supreme Court and High Courts. The twin objective of organizing National Lok Adalat is reducing the pendency of the cases in the courts and promoting the efficacious alternate dispute resolution method. In the Lok Adalat, disputes are settled permanently with a sense of satisfaction for the parties to the dispute. Article 39A of the Constitution makes it obligatory upon the state to secure a legal system which promotes justice on the basis of equal opportunity. The Legal Services Authority Act 1987 has been enacted to achieve the objective as enshrined under Article 39A of the Constitution. The elements of legal aid and awareness are now ingrained in our legal system. The Legal Services Authority and committees at the state and district and taluka level have been striving hard to make justice accessible to one and all, irrespective of social disadvantages and financial standing. Today's 7th Lok Adalat is being organized in the Supreme Court. First Lok Adalat was held on 3rd of May 2008, when 45 cases were referred, out of which 25 cases were settled. In 6th Lok Adalat held till date in the Supreme Court, 388 cases were settled. I may avail this opportunity to welcome the Honorable Judges, members of Judicial Fraternity and office bearers of the various legal services authorities and committees who are virtually participating in this inaugural function, being here through video conferencing and webcast. In the end, I once again extend a very warm welcome to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I request Mr. R.S. Gujral, Secretary, Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance, to deliver the address.
Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Singhvi, Honorable Justice Patnaik, other Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Honorable Chief Justice, and other Honorable Judges of High Courts, Secretary General Supreme Court, members NALSA, and Supreme Court Legal Services Committee, colleagues. It's an honor for me to be part of the inaugural function of the National Lok Adalat organized by NALSA and Supreme Court Legal Services Committee. While India can be proud of an outstanding, independent and effective judiciary, nevertheless, there are areas where we need to improve the administration of justice. What comes to mind is the old adage that often justice delayed is justice denied. In India, we face an issue of inadequate number of courts and judges, while in the USA, there are over 100 judges per million population. In India, there are only around 15 per million population. This clearly leads to higher pendency of cases. I understand that in 2012, there were close to 2.7 crore cases pending in the district and subordinate courts, and approximately 45 lakh cases pending in high courts, of which nearly 20% were over 10 years old in the high courts. Clearly, the number of courts and judges need to be increased. For assisting in increasing efficiency, there's a need for expeditious computerization and implementation of the e-court project. Fast-track courts, which were approved on the recommendations of the 11th Finance Commission for 11 years till 31st March 2011, disposed of over 33 lakh cases. The question is there a need to consider a similar scheme now? Does it need to be posed to the 14th Finance Commission now? Perhaps Honorable Supreme Court may like to consider this matter. No doubt, Government of India has sought to support measures for improving administration of justice. Approximately 5,000 crores awarded by the 13th Finance Commission were provided for improving delivery of justice. For construction of court buildings and residences for judiciary, rupees 4,867 crores were provided in the 12th five-year plan. Rupees 935 crores were provided for e-court mission mode project. Grants were earlier provided for the fast-track courts of approximately 870 crores. Some additional provisions were provided for family courts, etc. But question is it enough? In my personal view, clearly more needs to be done. But apart from the issues of increasing the number of courts and judges and for increasing efficiency through computerization, clearly one way of reducing pendency is through mutual settlement through Lok Adalat. This is an extremely effective way to provide speedy justice. In the current Lok Adalat being held now across the country, it is anticipated that between 20 to 30 lakh cases would be disposed of. No doubt, MACT cases constitute a major component. Certain traffic cases, certain family disputes, and some civil and criminal cases are also going to be settled. But in my view, we need to ascertain some more areas for mutual settlement in Lok Adalats. Perhaps government and government agencies have been reluctant and they need to examine this issue a little bit more closely. Sir, I am sure that the current National Lok Adalat would go a long way in helping poor litigants against long-drawn cases and also reduce the burden on the courts. As a member of NALSA, sir, I look forward that Lok Adalat should progress much more in the coming year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now may I request my Lord, Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Patnaik, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and Chairman, Supreme Court Legal Services Committee to deliver the address.
Respected Chief Justice of India, Justice Sadasivan, Respected Justice Singhvi, the Esteemed Chairman of the National Legal Service Authority, Respected Justice Lodha, all my brother and sister judges of the Supreme Court, Chief Justice and Judges of the Delhi High Court, Mr. Gujral, the Secretary, Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. I see the Law Secretary, Mr. Agarwal, is also there in this audience. Learned members of the Bar, the Secretary General of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the registry, our guests from the media, ladies and gentlemen. You've already heard two speakers on Lok Adalats in India, the Secretary General and Mr. Gujral. I would like to add only one aspect more. Yesterday, we met the ex-chairman of the Judicial Commission from England and the head of the British Council in Justice Nijjar's house. And they were surprised to learn about Lok Adalats in India, because in England, the
number.
Lok Adalat concept doesn't exist in the legal aid scheme. They have other modes of alternate dispute resolution. But Lok Adalat is peculiar to India. And Justice Rangana Desai and I, we made all efforts to explain how this concept of Lok Adalat is developed in India. The most important aspect of Lok Adalat as part of the legal aid scheme is that a poor litigant who cannot afford a lengthy litigation cannot afford to wait for the ends of the litigation, the results of the litigation, the fruits of the litigation. And I remember in Puri, when I went back from Guwahati, I got to Orissa and I saw the first Lok Adalat happening. I was there as part of the Lok Adalat. A man who had lost his legs, one of his legs was standing, and the other side, the insurance company was not prepared to go up to the claim that he was asking. They wanted to settle it a lower claim. Then I told the lawyer, why don't you wait for the adjudication? Because I have a feeling if you wait for the adjudication, you'll get a much better amount settled, decided in your favor. But the lawyer said, look at his leg, one leg. He has already been waiting for so long. How long will he wait? He just can't afford to wait. So he thinks whatever he gets now from the insurance company, he'll be very happy. Because in Lok Adalat, what happens is, immediately after the settlement, the check is delivered to the claimant. That explains how the Lok Adalat system helps the poor litigants in India. This is what I wanted to add on Lok Adalat. I'm sure Justice Singh will speak much more about it, he being the H2 chairman of NALSA. Now, so far as Supreme Court is concerned, I being the chairman of the Supreme Court Legal Services Committee, this is the Lok Adalats are held under our auspices. And this is the 7th Lok Adalat of the Supreme Court of India. Not many cases are referred for settlement through Lok Adalat in Supreme Court. And if I may give you the figures, the first Lok Adalat which took place in 2008, 3/5/2008 to be more exact, number of cases referred were 45, settled were 25. Second Lok Adalat took place on 6/9/2008, again 2008. Number of cases referred 68, settled 30. Third Lok Adalat again took place in 2008. Number of cases 100, settled 38. Fourth Lok Adalat took place again in 2008. Number of cases 76 referred, 30 settled. 2009, 102 cases were referred, 46 settled. 2010, 60 cases referred, 24 settled. That settlement through Lok Adalat is very difficult in Supreme Court. Why? Perhaps the issues are contentious on legal points and parties are not prepared to give up their cases. They want to fight out. And the fact that they have come to Supreme Court means they can afford that litigation, they have come here. So, Lok Adalat somehow is not very popular in Supreme Court. In fact, I have been trying to get a Lok Adalat organized, but there are very few cases that the Chief Justice sent the information to me. Very few cases, what's the point holding a Lok Adalat? And thanks to now the Chief Justice of India and Justice Singhvi, because the National Lok Adalat, Supreme Court also has to contribute to this event of National Lok Adalat. And that is why this year we are referring 107 cases for settlement. At this Lok Adalat today, matrimonial and family disputes, disputes related to labour and service matters, motor accident claim cases and disputes under Section 138 of the Negotiable Instruments Act, totaling to 107 cases, have been referred for settlement. Now I take this opportunity to inform you all that our Supreme Court Mediation Center, which was established on 6th of August 2009, has now become very active. We have 37 advocates in our panel who act as mediators, and on average, about 30 cases in a week are referred for mediation. And I'm told some of the days 10 cases are listed in a day for settlement through mediation. From a success rate of 27.18% till April 2013, the Supreme Court Mediation Center has achieved a success rate of 42% approximately from May 2013 till date. So mediation is becoming a very popular mode of alternative dispute resolution in the Supreme Court. I thank all the judges for spending their valuable time on a Saturday for this inaugural function, and particularly those judges who will be spending their entire Saturday in the courtroom for the Lok Adalats. I thank the officers of the Supreme Court Registry and the staff of the Supreme Court Legal Services Committee for the preparatory work they have done for the Lok Adalat. I also thank all the advocates and the parties, in particular insurance companies, for their cooperation in organizing this Lok Adalat. Without their joint efforts, this Lok Adalat would not have been possible. Another unique thing that is happening today is, you can see there through that video conferencing, Lok Adalats taking place in different places. They are also watching, some of the high courts are watching us from this. Everything is being watched from through the video conferencing. This is a wonderful work done by Justice Lokur, and I will request him to provide some such facility for our Supreme Court Legal Aid Center, so that our advocates who are handling the cases from jails, they can directly interact with them. I'm sure Mr. Lokur will do it as fast as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my Lord, for encouraging and guiding us. Now may I request, my Lord, Honorable Mr. Justice G.S. Singhvi, Judge Supreme Court of India and Executive Chairman, National Legal Services Authority, to deliver his address.
My Lord the Chief Justice of India, Brother Justice Patnaik, my sister and brother judges in the court, Chief Justice Delhi High Court, my sister and brother judges of that court, Shri R.S. Gujral, Patron-in-Chief of the State Legal Service Authorities, Executive Chairpersons of the State Legal Service Authorities, District Legal Service Authorities and Taluka Legal Service Authorities, my dear friends in the bar, Law Secretary, and friends in the media. In August 2013, Honorable the Chief Justice asked me whether you will accept the assignment of Executive Chairman of NALSA. I was very skeptical. What could be done in a short span of 4 months? But he said that you take the responsibility and make efforts. As soon as I took over, I recollected what I used to see when I was 5 years old. Settlement of community disputes through community Lok Adalats. And my father, who was a lawyer, used to explain that this settlement is final. No appeal to any court except the Almighty. So the idea came to my mind. We have not made efforts, a concerted effort, to have a Lok Adalat throughout the country. I discussed the matter with Honorable the Chief Justice. He immediately approved the suggestion that a Lok Adalat be organized. We first chose 9th of November. The day was inconvenient to some of the high courts. So ultimately 23rd November was chosen. And we are here on the inaugural function. As Brother Justice Patnaik has already informed you about the number of cases likely to be settled. As a lawyer and as a judge of different high courts and of this court, I have found the Lok Adalat and mediation as one of the most powerful instruments for speedy justice, which finds place as the first word in the preamble of the Constitution of the goal to be achieved by us. I must congratulate my secretary, Nalsa, who has been working for last more than 3 months for making this event to happen. And all the Chief Justices and Executive Chairpersons of the State Legal Service Authorities, District Legal Service Authorities, who have very enthusiastically participated. Yesterday in the evening I had a talk with the Executive Chairman of Punjab State Legal Service Authority, and a pleasant surprise to me that all the judges of the High Court are in the district monitoring the happening of the event. While hearing cases in the courts every day, Brother Patnaik gave an example of insurance, and there are lakhs of such cases which are decided by the courts at the level of the High Court and the Supreme Court. While deciding it, something icks in mind. After 15 years, 10 years, 12 years, we are deciding the case, in most of the cases enhancing the compensation. What is the value of the money? And it always comes to our mind, if the matter had been settled 10 years ago, the family of the victim of the accident would have been benefited. It becomes virtually as an illusion that the matter is decided after 15 years or 10 years. Likewise, matrimonial matters, we all of us have experience in the High Courts and the Supreme Court that the matters are settled after years together. We have innovated several theories. But what is the ultimate relief? If these very matters are referred to immediately to Lok Adalat or mediation centers and are settled one way or the other, people can start their life afresh. At times we feel very happy when the matters referred to the mediation center of the Supreme Court are settled and the parties go back to their home. But how many times it happens? Because the time gap between the institution of the case and disposal takes its own toll. I am sure in the Lok Adalat which is being held today, and which my colleagues will organize in future, will definitely bring permanent relief to the litigating public and others. Before closing, I must express my gratitude to Honorable the Chief Justice, my brother and sister judges, and all those who have made the event of the today successful. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. May I request my lord, Honorable Mr. Justice P. Sathasivam, Chief Justice of India and Patron-in-Chief National Legal Services Authority, to deliver the inaugural address and declare the Lok Adalat open.
my esteemed brother Justice Singhvi, Justice Patnaik, other brother and sister judges of the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court, other judges of the Delhi High Court, Mr. R.S. Gujral, Secretary Department of Expenditure, Mr. Agarwal, Secretary Law, Secretary General of the Supreme Court, other officers, Asha Menon, Member Secretary, NALSA, members of the bar, office bearers, my friends in media, ladies and gentlemen. First, I seek apology for arranging a function at 9:15, that too during a winter, because of the fact that I always maintain that we should commence our court work at 10:30, though today is not a court, because we have to commence our main business, Lok Adalat, 10:30. I persuaded my learned brother Justice Singhvi that we have to start it at 9:15. Maybe little inconvenient for our honorable judges. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all this National Lok Adalat organized by the NALSA, which was established with the objective of ensuring amicable justice in a speedy manner. You know, equal and fair justice is distinguishing attribute of any civilized society. It is for this reason that our Constitution casts primary duty on the states to ensure equal justice for all by regulating the relations of citizens with one another, by checking turmoil and dominance of one class of people over others, and by maintaining all those rights which are elementary to the existence and development of common man, through establishing effective administration of justice. The Lok Adalat system provides an approachable forum to the poor, weaker and ignorant people who are often intimidated and confused by greasy substantive and procedural laws of our country. It is a voluntary mechanism and a major tool of legal aid program which is mainly concerned with providing quick, easy, non-technical and dispute and friendly forum to the people. My learned brother Justice Patnaik has pointed out that it is difficult to bring more cases in Supreme Court under the umbrella of Lok Adalat. I agree, because you know how we get jurisdiction under Article 136, not so easy to accept all the matters, but with the available matters pertaining to compensation, matrimonial, pension, labor, we tried our level best, included most of the cases, and our aim is to convey a message to the whole country that the 23rd of November is a national Lok Adalat. By this function, now we are making all our countrymen, all our litigants to sit together and arrive an amicable settlement. That is our main object. And you know very well, the members practicing the Supreme Court very well aware, even in an ordinary transfer petition that is being filed in the Supreme Court, now I had the opportunity to settle several matters in one transfer petition because of dispute in 2 or 3 different states. Either wife or husband or other family members approach this court for joint trial or transfer of a case from one state to another. By making use of this transfer petition, we persuade both parties to go before a mediation center in the Supreme Court Mediation Center, or in the concerned mediation centers now functioning in all over India. For information, I am saying, by this one transfer petition, we able to settle maintenance matter, criminal cases filed under Section 498A, several matters. Several family members, after the initiation by the mediation center, they united. So in this way, even in a small transfer petition, we are making families settle and unite, as well as we reduce dependency. That is the main object of our, today this function. And though I noted yesterday and today the newspapers have carried that we have referred 19 lakhs, unfortunately that was not updated. I received intimation from various state centers that today, right now, 39 lakhs cases are being proposed to be taken up in this National Lok Adalat, comprising large number of criminal, compoundable cases, check bounce and bank recovery cases, civil suits, motor accident claims, service matters, family matters and challan cases. Highest number of cases are listed for settlement in state of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, namely 7,97,484 and 5,66,102 respectively, whereas in UP, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal, around 4 lakhs and above cases are referred to Lok Adalats in each state. In Delhi, 3 lakhs cases have been referred for Lok Adalat, out of which 2,73,000 are challan cases alone, which can easily be settled by Lok Adalat either today or in the forthcoming days. As far as the Supreme Court is concerned, my brother Justice Patnaik has already referred to. Now I am not going to give all those details. Certainly with the passage of time, Lok Adalats have gained faith of the people by settling disputes both effectively and amicably. And our litigants, our people must aware why we are insisting. I have already mentioned this in many places. When I was a puisne judge of the Madras High Court, I was in charge of Coimbatore district, which is western part of Tamil Nadu, where more labor-oriented matters were pending at that time. You know, in whole of Tamil Nadu, the western part, particularly Coimbatore, is having more industries. Then after knowing that several labor matters are pending in that region, I asked the principal district judge Coimbatore to convene fix a date after 30 days and issue notice to all trade union leaders, workers in that cases and employers or their representatives. On that day, I went to Coimbatore. All of them were present. I took all of them in the court hall of the principal district judge Coimbatore. Before initiating the proceedings, I offered coffee or tea. Then I explained the legal position. I made it clear that the trade union leaders and the employees' representatives were sitting on my side. This is the legal position. I highlighted the object of the Industrial Disputes Act, what for the Parliament has enacted this, what are all the benefits our workmen are entitled. Then thereafter, after highlighting the legal position and also cautioning the management that by going to High Court and Supreme Court, what you are going to ultimately get, what you are going to ultimately lose, you won't believe. After highlighting these aspects, almost 75% of those labor matters settled at the spot itself. Some of the employees they brought their checkbook. In my presence, they handed over the check to the workmen. It conveyed a message that by giving more to their workmen, after all, the employee is going to be benefited. It gave a message to other fellow workmen in that region. So in this way, our endeavor is to highlight the litigant, the benefits and the advantage of Lok Adalats. Then here I want to inform, because now this program is telecasted all over India, the people associating with this Lok Adalat are watching it. my beloved presiding members of Lok Adalat, although you have guided no tangible law while conducting the proceedings except Lok Adalat regulations, you shall be guided by the principles of natural justice, equity, fair play, objectivity, giving consideration to, among other things, the rights and obligations of the parties, customs, usage and circumstances surrounding the dispute. On this occasion, I wish to emphasize that the members of the Lok Adalats must take the requisite steps to see that the parties are not intimidated, misled by accompanying people to affix their signature in the compromise deed. Since the award made by the Lok Adalat shall be final and binding on all parties to the dispute, there lies no appeal to any court against such award. The presiding members owe an implied obligation to ensure that the parties fully understand the terms of settlement. It is equally vital that the members of Lok Adalat affix their signature only in the settlement reached before them and should avoid affixing signature to the settlement by the parties outside Lok Adalat with the assistance of some third parties to ensure that Lok Adalats are not used by unscrupulous parties to commit fraud, forgery, etc. Although the increased rate of disposal through Lok Adalat is significant, at the same time, justice should not only be done but also seem to be done. The legal service authorities must diligently follow these regulations enumerated in the National Legal Services Authority Lok Adalat Regulations 2009 while conducting Lok Adalats. Why I emphasize this, one or two complaints I have received that the parties, they said I was forced to sign, etc. Only for this I conveyed this message to all the organizers. I am very glad that the technological advancement has permitted us to view and monitor the organizing Lok Adalats all over the country through video conferencing and webcasting facilitated by E-Committee of the Supreme Court of India and National Information Center, Government of India. I hope, as envisaged in near future, that all district and taluk courts are computerized and interconnected for effective administration. Before winding up, since our Secretary, Mr. Agarwal, Secretary, Mr. Gujral, Secretary Expenditure of the Government of India is here, as a head of the institution, it is my duty to convey my thanks to the Government of India and all the state governments for their cooperation. But we need more additional courts, more special courts. Whenever the Chief Justice of the High Court or the Chief Justice of India in the Supreme Court writes a letter or a details or a scheme to the Government of India or to the respective states for creation of either new courts for certain areas or additional courts in the existing special courts, I hope and trust both the state and state governments and the Government of India would readily agree and accept our suggestion. That is the only request, though we are getting good cooperation from both the governments. And I strongly believe that alternative dispute resolution allows the poor and marginalized to have access to justice without traversing long distances and bearing exorbitant litigation costs. Institutions like Lok Adalat must be nurtured for resolving amicable and cooperative non-adversarial manner, which will have a significant impact on the working of judicial system in our country. Observing the increase in the number of cases being filed in every year, I feel that on account of success of this Lok Adalat, this can also be organized as yearly event until such percentage of pendency of cases are brought down. I am confident that the parties themselves will also be more inclined to settle the dispute through Lok Adalats, as the law prescribes the refund of court fee if the case is settled by Lok Adalats. I convey my warmest wishes to the NALSA for successful organization of the Lok Adalat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my lord. Now, I would like to request Shrimati Asha Menon, Member Secretary, National Legal Services Authority, to present the vote of thanks.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice P. Sadashivam, and Patron-in-Chief NALSA, Honorable Justice G.S. Singhvi, Executive Chairman NALSA, Honorable Justice A.K. Patnaik, Chairman of the Supreme Court Legal Services Committee, all the judges of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, other dignitaries present, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a significant milestone in the implementation of the Legal Services Authorities Act 1987, as organizing the Lok Adalat is a mandate to all legal services authorities as enshrined in the preamble of the Act. This has been made possible only because of the wholehearted cooperation of all the stakeholders across the country, and to acknowledge each one would indeed be a difficult task. Without the support and encouragement of Honorable the Chief Justice of India as the Patron-in-Chief NALSA, we could not have moved beyond conceptualization. We are therefore grateful to you, sir, for helping us actualize the intent of holding this National Lok Adalat. His Lordship's address reveals the immense belief he has in the usefulness of Lok Adalat as a means to amicably resolve disputes, particularly its ability to bring harmony between the disputants. Thank you, sir. Without an idea, there can be no action. For both the thought and the execution, we are obliged to Honorable Justice Singhvi as Executive Chairman NALSA. Thank you, sir, also for your intense involvement in the entire process, be it the meetings with the insurance and banking heads or the repeated video conferencing with the Honorable Executive Chairpersons and Member Secretaries of SLSAs. I am sure that the words spoken by His Lordship will enthuse the participants to make the best of today's opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thanks are due to Honorable Justice A.K. Patnaik, Chairman SCLSE, as it is only because of His Lordship's full support and wholehearted involvement that 107 matters could be mobilized and listed for today in the Lok Adalat at the Supreme Court of India. We are indeed grateful to you, sir, for your erudite address. I thank the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of India